Welcome students. In my previous video, we all have seen the different rules for naming the coordination compounds. So we have seen all the rules. Now this is the time to apply the rules. We will many that examples I wrote here because seeing that paper and then bringing it and then that was actually taking so much of time. That is why I wrote here on the board only. So both the things, the name also is given to us. Then if they are asking us to give the formula, structural formula, then also we can do that. Those examples also I wrote here. And if you are asked to write the IUPAC name, the formula is given to you. So then also you will be able to write that IUPAC names. Okay, so let's start. See here, the first is tetra. See this one, that the tetracarbonyl nickel. Okay, tetracarbonyl nickel. So first of all, what you will start, the central metal atom. This is nickel in this case. So you will write nickel means central metal atom. You will write first. Okay, and then the square bracket will start. The counter and whether it is cationic part or that anionic part, that depends. The position will the position of that counter ion will depend on the charge possessed by it. Okay, if the cationic part, if the counter ion is cation, then that will be written left hand side of that square bracket. And if the anionic part, okay, if the counter ion is anion, then that will be written right hand side of the square bracket. And square bracket, that is consisting of the metal, the ligands, they are bonded with this coordinate bond. Okay, so all these things already we have seen. And after completing this part, I will summarize the rules also, various rules. So let's start now. In the first, that rule only I told you that cationic part will be named first, whether it will be counter ion or the coordination sphere. So we will start with that positive part. Okay, so let's see here. In this case, no counter ion is given. That means what? This is neutral, that complex. Okay, so for neutral complex, the central metal atom is nickel in this case. So you write down first nickel, square bracket, this is carbonyl. So for carbonyl, CO, this carbon monoxide, so this is called as carbonyl group. Okay, NO, N capital, O capital, so this nitrogen and oxygen, so this will be called as nitrosyl group. Okay, so these ligands name also you will come to know, because many of that examples I wrote here, and all from NCERT textbook. So if you will do the examples which I wrote here, each and every example I will nicely explain to you, and I will help you to name them. Okay, you also will try yourself, and in doing so you will feel comfortable while writing the IUPAC names, or when the names will be given to you and you will be asked to write the formula, then also you won't feel difficult. Okay, after seeing this video, I'm sure that I'm promising you that the students will see the IUPAC name. They will immediately they will write down, they will be able to write the formula, chemical formula, and if the formula is given to you, then also you will be able to write the IUPAC name. Just pay attention for a few minutes. Okay, see here, this is what nickel carbonyl and tetracarbonyl. So just write down 4. Okay, so this was the formula for the IUPAC name given to you. Okay, now next, see here, tetraamine. Okay, tetraamine aqua. See, in between you are you should not leave space between the species written here. The coordinate, this is what tetraamine aqua. Okay, all are in this coordination compounds, they all are being written, and between the counter ion and that coordination part. Okay, so that species written in the coordination sphere, so they will be written without leaving a gap, and you will have to leave some space for writing the counter ion. Okay, So counter ion will be written right hand side of this square bracket if they are anionic, and if the counter ion is cationic, then that will be written in the beginning only, means left hand side of the coordination sphere. That's it. See here, this is tetraamine. So first of all, what the first step is, you will have to find out which is the central metal atom. Okay, so find it out and then you will write here. This is what? Cobalt. Okay, so cobalt. So write down cobalt. Okay, then see, cobalt you wrote here, then the square bracket, you start the square bracket, tetraamine. So in the alphabetical order you need to write here, because the IUPAC name which is given to you, that is written in that alphabetical order only. So you will have to mention the ligands which are given here. So this is what? Tetraamine. So tetraamine means what? Amine. This NH3 is amine. Okay, this tetraamine, so write down subscript 4. Okay, so next how many that amines are there? So tetra, this word is telling you the number of ligands. Okay, so next is aqua, tetraamine, then aqua. Aqua means what? And you all should keep in mind that the polyatomic ligands. Okay, polyatomic ligands means, suppose this H2O you are having. So this H2O is consisted of the hydrogen and atom also. Okay, hydrogen and oxygen atom. So hydrogen and oxygen, here nitrogen and hydrogen atoms are present. So this is what? Polyatomic ligand. So polyatomic ligands, for writing those polyatomic ligands, we need to put them in bracket like this. Okay, so this bracket we are using because we are mentioning what? The polyatomic that ligands. Okay, so this is H2O. Now next is what? Tetraamine aqua chlorido. Chlorido Cl. So you don't need to put the bracket because this is the monoatomic. Okay, chloride. So chlorido, and then this is what? Chloride. Okay, chloride. So here also the chlorido. See, if it is written chlorido, that means it is inside the square bracket. And if chloride is written after the metal ion, if chloride is written, that means it is the counter ion. And if it is counter ion, because the chlorine is the counter ion in this case. So chlorine is what? Anion. If anion is counter ion, the complex will be cationic. And if the complex is cationic, so what you need to do, you will have to write the name of the elemental name of the metal atom. Okay, atom or ion. So this central metal that will be given which name? Cobalt. Okay, and in case of anionic complex, this 8 word means cobaltate. Cobaltate, this word, this name you would have chosen. But here because the cationic complex you are dealing with, cationic and neutral complex also. Okay, here also we have written nickel. Okay, not nickelate. Why? Because this was also neutral that complex. Here this is what? The cationic, this is cationic complex. So for cationic complex also, what we are going to use here, the elemental that name, the simple name we are writing for cobalt. This cobalt, this cobalt word is written here, and if in case of anionic that complex, we would have chosen the cobaltate, this name. Okay, 8 word we would have chosen, but here this is what? Chloride. So how many chlorines, how many chloride ions are present in this case? For in order to in order to determine that, so what you need to keep in mind, it's very easy. This is 3. The oxidation state is given to you. Okay, in the name only the oxidation state is mentioned. Oxidation state of cobalt is what? 3. Okay, 3. So in this case, the ammonia, you check it out. Ammonia is having 0 charge. H2O, this is also having 0 charge. So charge is because of this -1 charge. This chlorine is possessing -1. Okay, so this will have oxidation state +3. So +3 -1. This will be minus. So see, if you want, you can find out that oxidation state also. I told you how to do this. So in this case the X, so here you are having 3, means 3 is the oxidation state, already it is given to you, है ना? This 3 in the name only, in the name itself the oxidation state of cobalt is mentioned here. So oxidation state of cobalt you wrote here 3, plus this is 0 into 4 amines are there, plus this H2O, this is also what, this 0 charge, this is also possessing 0 charge, plus -1, okay, so -1, and this will be equal to what, means you just calculate this, 3 plus -1, that means what you got, -2, so plus 2, 3 minus 1 will give you plus 2. So plus 2, this coordination sphere is possessing which charge? Plus 2. So in order to counteract or in order to neutralize them, -2 charge is required. So what you will write here? 2 chloride ions you need in order to that neutralize this cationic complex. Okay, so plus 2 charge was possessed by this complex, that is why -2 charge was required, and -2 charge will be given by this chloride ion. This will be called as counter ion. Okay, the primary valency will be satisfied by this counter ion only. Okay, so this was the method by which you can find out the oxidation state. Sorry, oxidation state is already given to you. You will write because the number of chlorides, so that number of chlorides, di-tri tetra we are not using here. That's chloride, the counter and number of counter ion, that is depending on the charge. Okay, charge possessed by the metal atom or the ligands which are present inside the coordination sphere. Okay, so more example we will quote here. See, this is potassium. So potassium, this is tetrahydroxido. Potassium tetrahydroxido. So write down potassium. I already told you this potassium is acting as the counter ion, and the cation potassium we all are knowing, always and always this potassium will act as cation only. Okay, cationic part is this potassium, so we will start with the cationic part. So this is what K. Okay, then how many K's are there, that we will have to find out by afterwards. First let's write all the ligands and the metal that atom. After that we will calculate the number of that counter ion. Okay, so you write down zincate. So zinc is the metal ion here. Zincate is written. Zincate this, and then potassium tetra hydroxide. Okay, so tetrahydroxide. Hydroxide is this hydroxide O. Hydroxide O. Why? Because it is inside the coordination sphere. Or hydroxide, if it is present outside the this coordination sphere, then we would have written hydroxide. But because it is present inside the coordination sphere, so what name we are going to choose? The hydroxido. Chloride will become chlorido. Bromide will become bromido. Okay, oxalate will become oxalato. Okay, C2O4, 2 negative, this charge oxalate ion is having. Now this acetate, so CH3COO negative. So this acetate ion also will be called as what? Acetato, if it is inside the coordination sphere. Okay, so in naming these ligands you will come to know what exactly the method is. Okay, so I hope you understood. This is tetrahydroxido, so you write down 4. Okay, now check it out. This hydroxido means hydroxide OH. In this case hydroxide. So what charge they are possessing? -1. This is known to us. So 4 hydroxide is present here. That is why -4. Okay. So in this case 2. See. 2 is the oxidation number of this zinc. So you write down 2 minus 4. Okay, so 2 minus 4 will give you what? -2. So -2 is present. -2 charge is present on this coordination sphere. Okay, so -2 charge it is possessing, and -2 will be neutralized by two positive charge. So two positive charge, from where we are going to get this two positive charge? From this potassium. Okay, so two potassiums we are going to take. So this is this will become K2ZnOH4. Okay, this way you can write. Okay, so how to calculate the oxidation number, how to give the formula, what exactly we will start with and how to end, everything we have seen. Now more examples I wrote here. So this is what? Potassium. Okay, this is potassium. Potassium, this is trioxalato. Okay, potassium, you write down first potassium, the cationic part, start with this. Then you are having this aluminate, Al, aluminium, and this oxalato, C2O4. Okay, so this will be the case. How many oxalato that ions you are having? Tri means 3. So 3 you write down like this. This KAl C2O4. Now this 3 oxalate ions we are having. So oxalate ion, what charge they are possessing? -2 charge. Okay, -2 charge is associated with them. So -2 into 3 means one oxalate ion is possessing -2 charge. If 3 oxalate ions are there, then -6 charge. Okay, so -6 charge, and this aluminium is having that oxidation number is 3. Okay, so 3 minus 6, so this will give you how much? See, this -3 charge is possessed by this cationic, by this coordination sphere. So -3 charge will be possessed by this coordination sphere. In order to neutralize this coordination sphere, +3 charge you need. So +3 charge, how you are going to get this +3 charge? From this potassium. So 3 potassiums you are taking here. So counter ion will have what? This K3. This will be the formula. Okay, this will be the formula. Now next is what? In this case dichlorido. Okay, dichlorido bis. I hope you understood this one. So shall I rub this? Because these two you won't be able to see this clearly. So I'll write here. I hope you noted down, understood all the names how we have given. So you all have understood. So you can rewind it also if you missed it. Then next, see here. See the piece of paper when I brought, and it was actually taking a lot of time. That is why I wrote everything here only, and because more practice I wanted you to do, so I wrote all the examples here. See what is written, dichlorido. If you want, I'm dictating. If you are not able to see, then also no problem. You can listen to me. Then if you will see, if you want, you can write down somewhere. Okay, in a piece of paper you write it down and try yourself. You also should please participate in this. You also get involved and then try to give the name yourself. See what is written here, dichlorido. First of all, what you need to do, first step is to find out which is the metal, central metal atom. So central metal atom is cobalt. In this case also cobalt. Okay, cobalt 3. So write down cobalt. Okay, now next is dichlorido. So what you will write, Cl2. Okay, and then bis, ethane 1,2 diamine. Okay, so ethane 1,2. So I already told you that this NH2 CH2 NH2. If you want, you can write like this, or in place of this, if you don't want to mention the whole structure, then you also can write like this. I'm telling you this, how many bis word is, yes, this was actually missed in the rules when I was telling you the rules. So you please pay attention. In this case, what we are doing, bis, this ethane 1,2 diamine. Bis, why this bis word we are using? Bis, tris, tetrakis, we are tetrakis, pentakis, depending upon hexa case like that. So depending upon the number of ligands, okay, number of ligands which are having the numerical prefixes. Okay, so in this case, ethylene diamine, a di word is already present in the ligand. Okay, ethylene diamine, or you can say ethane 1,2-diamine. This is the name of this ligand. So in the name only, in the name itself, the numeric prefixes are present. So what you will do, see, the numeric prefixes are present. That is why, in order to indicate the number of ligands, okay, number of ligands having the numeric values. So in order to mention the number of ligands, that kind of ligand, so we are using this base for 2, tris for 3, tetrakis, pentakis, hexakis, and so on. Okay, so here what exactly is given? Bis. Bis means 2. So 2 molecules of this ethylene diamine we are having. Okay, so if you want, you can write it like this. Okay, and bis ethylene diamine. Okay, and cobalt 3, this is the case, and no counter ion is given. If no counter ion is given, that means what? No counter ion is not given to you. That means this is neutral, that complex. Okay, so in this case, CO, Cl2, and if you want, you can write like this, En 2, twice of this. Okay, in a square bracket you will write. Okay, next is what? Yes, dichlorido, bis ethane 1,2-diamine, cobalt 3. Okay, cobalt 3. So 3 dichlorido. See, in this case, the the oxidation state of this cobalt is 3. Okay, 3, this is -2. Okay, and En, ethylene diamine, will have what charge? 0 charge. Okay, so what charge will be acquired by this? Plus charge. If you want, you can write down 1 plus, or you can write only plus. So positive charge will be present on this. This is what cationic, cationic coordination sphere. Okay, and if you want, you can also if you want to pacify, means neutralize this, then you will have to add one that anion. Okay, so if you want, you can write like this, Cl. The Cl will be acting as counter ion. Okay, if nothing is given, then you leave it and you just put a positive, that sign on the top right hand side of this coordination sphere. Okay, so you can write it like this. Hope you understood. Okay, now very important part, very tricky, in NCERT textbook it is given what the name is. I hope you understood this one, you note it down. Now the next name is iron 3, then iron 3, then hexacyanide. They should have written hexacyanide. This more appropriate is hexacyano also we are writing, that's also correct, but more appropriate one is cyanido. Okay, hexacyanide ferrate. Okay, this is the case. The different example this was, that is why I quoted here. This iron 2. Okay, now because the iron is present in both the +2 and +3 oxidation states, that is why it is mentioned here. You write, see, check it out. In the first case it is written iron, and in second case it is ferrate. So ferrate is telling you that this is present in that anionic complex. The complex is now anionic. Okay, and the formula will be what? The I already mentioned that the beginning of that name will be with the cationic part. Okay, so this is the cationic part, iron. Okay, iron. Then next is hexacyanide, and Fe ferrate, Fe. Okay, so inside also you are having this Fe only. So this ferrate and 8 word is 8 prefix is used here in order to indicate that the complex is anionic. Okay, so Cn hexacyanide. Okay, so this is the case, and see, the oxidation number of this iron is 3. Oxidation number of this iron inside the coordination sphere, that is 2. Okay, so you will have to balance them. To balance them, what you need to do, see the cross multiplication here also. Okay, so 2 into 3 when you are doing, because cross multiplying, we are actually cross multiplying here. Wait, first of all, see, this is having coordinate, this oxidation state 3, and this one will have 2. Okay, so iron 3 and ferrate is 2. So you need to make it equal. So how you can do this? You multiply this by, means 3 should be multiplied by 2 to make it 6, and here 3 means into 3 you are doing, so this will become 6. Let's check it. The Fe, this is what, 2 minus 6. Okay, so equal to what? The coordination sphere. Okay, so coordination sphere will have -4 charge. Okay, so coordination sphere is having -4 charge. You need to balance it. You need to balance this. Okay, so how you will balance? This -4 charge is present on this coordination sphere, and +2 charge is present here. +3 charge is present on this counter ion. Okay, so what you are doing here, you are going to neutralize them. Okay, so how you can do this? When this is -4, this is 3. So when you are, because we want what, positive part, suppose positive 6 is there, so you need to cancel it out, you need to neutralize, and for positive 6 you need -6, -6. For positive 4 you need -4. So exactly the same. So here you are having positive 3 and -4. Okay, so you will have to equate them. So how you can equate them? Multiply this with 4 and multiply this with 3. Okay, so 4 3s are 12 minus 12, and this is also 4 3s are 12, this is plus 12. So by this method you can equate them, and then plus in order to this neutralize -12, you will have to take the charge, means +12, that charge you want. Okay, because you want to neutralize them, you want to cancel it out. So in cancelling it out, the positive, the magnitude should be same. The opposite charges, they should possess, then only the this molecule will be neutralized. Okay, so in order to neutralize them, what you need to do, this is -12, this is +12. So what you will do here, you write down what your formula will become. Fe here Fe4, and multiplying this with 3. Okay, means thrice of this coordination sphere, and so this will be the formula, Fe4 FeCN6. Okay, so this will be the formula for iron 3 hexacyanide. Okay, ferrate word is written. Why? Because the anionic complex is present here, and the cationic part is the counter iron. Okay, iron is acting as the counter ion, and iron is also present inside the coordination sphere, and this anionic complex, for that we need to mention that 8 word. Okay, 8 suffix will be used for this iron, so this will become ferrate. So let me tell you more examples. If the metal is lead, okay, if the metal is lead, and in cationic complex it will be called as lead. This will be called as lead, and in case of this anionic complex, okay, so in that case this name will be plumbate. Okay, plumbate. And in case of gold, okay, so in case of gold, the for cationic part, this is for cationic complex, cationic or neutral. For neutral or cationic complex, we will write lead, gold, and in case of anionic part, we will write orate. Okay. Silver we will write for Ag, this, and in silver we will write in case of cationic or neutral complex, and anionic complex we will write argentate. Okay, arginate or argentate. You check it out, what is that, argentate or arginate. Okay, check it out what exactly is true. So so this was more examples. If you want, you can think about cobaltate. Okay, then iron, ferrate, we already have mentioned here. Then chromium, chromate. Then what else? Chromium and nickel, nickelate, zinc, zincate, like that. Okay, so all kinds of example we have seen. Now let's learn to give the IUPAC name to the structural formula, the chemical formula which is given to us. The coordinations formula is given to us. We are asked to write the name. Okay, so let's check it out. Let's understand each one of that. Okay, how to name them, how to name the coordination coordination compounds. Rules also we have seen. All rules I am going to write after completing this. I am going to summarize that part, what exactly the rules you need to keep in mind while naming the coordination compound. Okay, so see here, can you see this? If you can't, then also I am actually telling loudly, I am telling you what exactly is being given here. So Cu NH3 ammonia. Okay, NH3 4 times. So this is inside the square bracket, and then sulfate is written outside. Hope you all can see this. Okay, if not, then okay, I'm writing here Cu NH3, this is 4 times. Okay, and this sulfate. Okay, so how to start with? You will have to check which one is the cationic part. So this this coordination sphere is having the positive charge. Okay, because the negative counter ion is present here. Sulfate is the negative counter ion. So what will be the name? See, we will have to start with what? The ligand's name will be mentioned before the metal ion. Do remember this? First of all, how you will start? The ligand's name. So ligand is what? This is ammonia. Okay, so for ammonia, what word we are using? Amine. AMMINE. Amine. So this will be what? Tetraamine. This will be tetraamine. Double M. This tetraamine. Then this is what? Copper. Okay, because this cationic complex we are having, so copper will be called as copper only. And in anionic that complex, copper will become what? Cuprate. Okay, so here this tetraamine, copper, the all are actually in small letters. Okay, so do remember this, all are in small letters, and we are not giving any space between the species present in the coordination sphere. Only after that, when we are writing counter ion, for then some space we are giving. Okay, so this is what? Tetraamine, copper. Okay, so that sulfate will be written sulfate. Here I am right, copper, and then in Roman numbers you will have to mention the this oxidation state. Okay, so oxidation state will be what? How to find out this oxidation state? If sulfate is present here, then sulfate is possessing which charge? -2 charge. So -2 charge, this coordination sphere will have +2 charge. Okay, So this how you can find out the oxidation number. So you all will see here, because all the things we completed, then also we are revising here. Okay, so this will make you more this will make more easier for you to name the coordination compounds. Okay, so now this will be what? X. Suppose X is the oxidation state of this copper, then plus what charge this ammonia is possessing? 0 charge, and 0 into 4 equal to what? This is what? Plus 2 charge. In absence of the sulfate, plus 2 charge, this plus 2 charge was acquired by this coordination sphere in absence of SO4. Okay, because the SO4 is present, the minus 2 charge this SO4 is possessing, so plus 2 charge is acquired by this coordination sphere. Okay, so this is what? Plus 2. So this will become what? X is equal to plus 2. Okay, so copper, which that oxidation state you will mention here? 2, and that also in Roman numbers. Okay, this will be that Roman numerals we are using here. Copper 2 sulfate. This will be the name of this compound. Hope you understood. Noted down this. If yes, then okay. Next. Written? Okay. Tetraamine copper 2 sulfate. Okay. This is the name of the compound given here. Now next. See. Next is what? Cobalt, and then see the many types of ligands are present here. So you will start with what? In alphabetical order you will have to arrange the ligands. Okay. So first of all, I hope you can see this. If not, then okay, I'm writing this also. CO, this NH3 4 times, H2O, this is Cl, and then Cl2. Okay, so you check it out what the counter ion is. Counter ion is chloride. Chloride means what? Anion. So this anionic part and this cationic complex we are having. So what the name will be? Means name of the metal will be the normal, that name, the 8 will not be the suffix in this case. Why? Because the complex is cationic. Okay, so check it out what the name will be. This tetraamine, then this H2O is given which name? Aqua. Okay, so aqua, and how many aquas are there? How many water molecules are there? Only one. So you don't need to mention, then right. So aqua, then this is chlorido. Amine will come first in alphabetical order, then aqua, then chlorido. Okay, so chlorido, hope you can see this, chlorido. Okay, cobalt, this also will be in small letters only, cobalt. Okay, and which the oxidation state of cobalt will be what? See, this is 0, this is 0, minus 1 and minus 2. So this will give minus 3. So this will have plus 3. So 1, 2, 3. I hope you understood how to calculate the oxidation state. Okay. Cobalt 3 and the chloride. Chloride will be written, a little bit space you will have to give, and in between the species which we wrote here. Okay, because we were mentioning the species present inside the coordination sphere, so no space was given in between, because I was not having that space here. That is why I shifted here. But if space was available, then I would have mentioned here only. Okay, so little bit space you will give, and then you will write chloride. Okay, so hope you understood. Now next, see, this is what you also noted down this. Okay, I'm rubbing. Next, this is what? PT. See, this is PT, NH3 twice, this Cl, this NO2. Okay, now in this case what you are having, PT, this is the platinum. Okay, and because no counter ion is present here, so this will be neutral complex. Okay, so in case of neutral complex, the name will be platinum only, not platinate. Okay. So how you will start? This is amine. So you will start with what? Two amines are present here. So you will write diamine, diamine. Then this is chlorido. Okay, so you will write no space. You will leave here. You will write chlorido continuously. Chlorido. Okay, this is Cl, chlorido. And because this is polyatomic, so in the bracket we are keeping this is what? NO2. Okay, so this is nitrito. So this is what? Nitrito. A nitrito, and this N is present here. NO2 was written. See, I told you that nitrito is what? The ambidentate ligand, means with O also, the with oxygen also it can get attached with the metal ion, and with nitrogen also it can make the coordinate bond. Okay, so in this case, and in case of oxygen, suppose the oxygen is attached with this metal, then we are actually writing ONO, because this NO2 is written here. That is why we already understood that the bonding is between the nitrogen and metal ion. Okay, so this will be the case. This nitrito, then dash, then you will write this N, then dash, and then you write platinum. This also will be smaller. So platinum, and what that oxidation state is? See, Cl will have -1, this is also having -1, so platinum will have +2 oxidation state. So that oxidation state 2, so this will be represented in that Roman number. Okay, so Roman numeral system, 2 will be written like this. Okay, so this is the name of this compound. What exactly is the name? The diamine chlorido nitrito N platinum 2. Okay. Now see here, chromium, then this is what? Triamine. So you also can try this now. It became easier. Now see here, this is chromium. I hope you can see this chromium, this triamine, and this is aqua. Okay, so you start writing like this, and here the anionic counter ion is present, so the complex is cationic, and for cationic complex the metal will be named as it is, means chromium will be called as chromium only. Okay, so this will, the name will become what? Triamine, then triaqua, chromium, and the oxidation state will be what? Oxidation state will be, I am writing here the oxidation state 0, this is 0 and this is 2. Okay, so this chromium will have this plus this 2 oxidation state, 2 charge, means 2 will be written like this, and then chloride. Okay, we are not mentioning the number of counter ion. Okay, so chloride, so this will be the name. I hope you understood what the name is. Triamine triaqua chromium 2 chloride. This is the name. Okay, now next. Next is what? Cr. This is CREN thrice, and then Cl4. Here also the counter ion is this anion. Okay, counter ion is anion. So this is cationic complex. So what will be the name? See, we will have to start with the ligand's name first. So ligand's name is this En. En is ethane 1,2 diamine. Okay, so ethane 1,2 diamine. So already this ligand is having the numeric prefix. Okay, di. So we will have to mention what? Bis. So we will start with what? Bis. Hope you can see, I am writing bigger. Bis, then ethylene diamine. So for that, see the ligand with numeric means that prefix, so that will be written in the bracket only. So bis, then you write down bis ethane 1. See, between this hyphen will be used, 1 and 2, comma will be used, and again between number and the alphabet, so hyphen is used. Okay, so I'm writing here, see, 1, 2, then diamine, bracket will be closed, then bis ethane 3 ethylene diamine are present. So instead of this, what we will write? Sorry, this will be what? Tris. So tris ethane 1,2 diamine, then chromium. This ethylene diamine will have 0 charge. So this chromium will have what oxidation state? Cl4, means 4 negative charges are present in order to specify, in order to neutralize this charge on coordination sphere. So coordination sphere plus 4 charge will be present. So chromium will have oxidation what? 4. So 4 will be written like this. Okay, 4. So chromium 4 chloride, and little bit space you will give, and then you will write chloride. You will write chloride. See, you will have to keep in mind that chloride, this is counter and, so you will write chloride and not chlorido. Okay. So hope you understood, you noted down. Now I'm rubbing this, and then the next part, I'm rubbing this. If you want, you can rewind this also if you missed this. Okay, so next nickel, this one, nickel Cl2, this PPH3. Okay, and this is twice. Okay, so why I took all the examples, okay, all the ligands which are present in your NCERT textbook, so all of them I included in this video. Okay, after seeing this video, you won't have any problem in solving or writing the IUPAC names, which the structural formula of the compound which are given in your textbook. Okay, so you can write down the names of all the compounds. So I'm putting so much of efforts in order to make you comfortable in writing the names, IUPAC names of this coordination compounds. Okay, so see here, this will be what? Ni means nickel is the metal, and PPH3 twice. Okay, so no counter ion is present here. Okay, so you check it out. What the name will be? First of all, we will have to start with what? This is what? PPH3. This is what? Phosphorus. Then this phenyl groups are present. Like this. Okay, phosphorus and 3 phenyls are there. So this is triphenyl phosphine. Okay, PH3 is phosphine. So we replaced H by this phenyl group C6H5. Okay, so C6H5 3P. So this also you may see, and this is also the same thing, C6H5 3 thrice triphenyl phosphine. Okay, so in any of the manner the triphenyl phosphine can be written. So what we will start with the ligands name in alphabetical order. So chlorido, we will start with what? Dichlorido. Then this is triphenyl phosphine. Tri, this numeric prefix is present in this ligand. So I told you what to do. This kind of ligand is 2 in number. So in order to mention this 2, we will write here bis. Okay, so we will write bis triphenyl, bis, and that also in bracket, triphenyl phosphine. Then close the bracket. Okay, don't leave any space. Then after this, you the counter ion is not present here. So you will write the central metals name. This is what? Nickel. That also small letter only you will use here. So nickel. And what the oxidation state is? Okay, so oxidation state will be what? 2. So nickel 2. That is based on this chloride. 2 minus 2 charge, so plus 2 charge will be present on them. Okay, so next, so hope you understood. Now next is this. Can you see this? This is what I am writing here. K3 AlC2O4. Okay, thrice. So in this case, this cationic part, the cationic part should be named first. So what you will write here? Potassium. Okay, then oxalate ion. This is what? C2O4. C2O4 already in my previous video I told you that COOH. This is oxalic acid. When you are furnishing both the hydrogens, the negative charge will be possessed by them. C2O4. Condensed form is C2O4. This is oxalate. Okay, so how many oxalate ions you are having? 3. So what you will write? Potassium. Potassium. Then you will leave some space and then trioxalato you will write for them, and then aluminate you are writing. Why? Because this is anionic complex. Okay, anionic complex, so aluminate you will write. And what the charge is possessed by this aluminum? 3 only, because minus 2 charge, 1 oxalate ion is possessing, 3 oxalate ions you are having, so minus 6 charge, and the 3 charge will be compensated. 3 positive charge counter ion is present here. So this minus 3, see in this case minus 6, see how to find out? X minus 6, okay, X minus 6, and this outside it is plus 3. So this aluminium will have plus 3 aluminium, minus 6, X minus 6, and minus 3 charge. On counter ion the minus 3 charge will be present. So X will be equal to what? Plus 3. Okay, minus 3 charge, because on coordination sphere whatever charge is present that we are writing here, है ना? So this will become what? By seeing this immediately you can come to know aluminium is present in plus 3 state only, है ना? That variable oxidation state is not present with this aluminium. So aluminium will have plus 3 state. So aluminate, then you will write 3, aluminate 3. So this will be the name. Okay, this will be the name of the coordination sphere given here. Got it? Now next, this is what? K2ZnOH4. So write down what the name will be. K2ZnOH4. This is quickly I am writing here. This will be named as what? Potassium. Then potassium hydroxide. So tetrahydroxide. Potassium, then some space, then you write down tetrahydroxido. Okay, potassium tetrahydroxido zincate. Okay, zincate. Why? Because the anionic ligand we have taken here, zincate. Okay, and what charge will be acquired by them? Plus 2. So write down 2. Minus 4 charge, and this is plus 2 charge outside. So plus 2 charge will be acquired by this zinc. Okay, so plus 2 oxidation state will be written like this. So this is the name. And now the fourth one is K4NiCN4. Okay, so I'm rubbing this, I'm writing here. This is what? K4NiCN4. Okay, 4 times. So what the name will be? This tetracyanide, and sorry, potassium. You will start with potassium because potassium is present here. So cationic part will be given the name first. Potassium. Okay, potassium potassium, after that you need to leave some space, potassium, then tetracyanide nickel. Where shall I write? Here only. In continuously you should write down this nickel. And nickelate we will write. Yes, sorry, nickelate we will write. Why? Because this is positive contraion and the this anionic complex. So nickelate, and what the charge will be acquired by this nickel? Cn0. 0 charge. Why? Because minus 4 charge this Cn will acquire, minus 4 charge will be cancelled by this 4 positive charge. So nickel will be showing this 0 oxidation state. Okay, so this was all about this side we completed. Now I am writing these examples. Okay, very important, very different examples, all different examples I quoted here. Means you won't have any problem in writing the names of the that coordination compounds. Okay, so I'm rubbing this. Okay. Okay, this is what AgCN. It's very important. AgCN twice. This is cationic complex. This is also yes, in my previous video, yes, I forgot to mention the name of this compound because many more branches, many more things came in between, and then I started explaining those things. Sorry. So for this. How to write the name of this kind of coordination that compound. Let's see here. This NH3. In the first one, this is CN3, CN2, and in the next case, this is NH3. Okay. So you will have to write down here, wait. This is the compound AgNH3 twice. Okay, this is AgCN2. Okay, so what you need to do, first of all, you will have to find out the oxidation state. So how to find out the oxidation state in this case? Cationic complex, anionic complex. Both the complexes we are having, cationic or anionic, both the complexes. Okay, so in this case, how you will find out the oxidation state? Oxidation state of Ag will be, silver will be X, then this NH3. Okay, so this will be 0 into 2 plus X, so minus 2. Okay, so this will become 0. So this is what? X. So this X plus X, this is 2X minus 2 is equals to 0, or X is equals to 1. Okay, plus 1. So X will be equal to plus 1. So plus 1 oxidation state here also, plus 1 oxidation state in both the that silvers. Okay, silver this side also, silver this side also. But in this case, left hand side the cationic part is written. We all are knowing this, and no exception is present here. Always and always the cationic part will be written in left hand side, and right hand side that anionic part. That's it. Now you understood how to calculate the oxidation state also. Now we are actually writing, see the positive part. So plus 1 oxidation state is present here on this silver. So this coordination sphere will acquire which acid? The ammonia is present here. Ammonia will have no charge, 0 charge. Okay, so this coordination compound will have plus 1 charge. Okay, and in this case plus 1 charge is present on this silver and minus 2 charge is present on this cyanide group which is present here. Okay, so this plus 1 minus 2 will give you minus 1. So minus 1 charge is present on this that coordination sphere. So this is cationic complex and this is anionic complex. Okay, so I told you that the metal in the cationic complex will be written as it is, means silver will be called as silver only, but in this case what the name will be, let's start. This name is diamine, then silver, diamine silver 1, then this is dicyanide, then arginate. Okay, dicyanide arginate, and this arginate we are writing because this is the anionic complex, so metal will be given the suffix ate. So this will be the case. Now next, this is what PT Py. Py I wrote. Why? Because see, platinum, this is Py. Py is for pyridine. So 4 pyridines we are having. This is one of that complex. The other complex is having what? PtCl4. Okay. Now let's find. Sorry, this is the square bracket. So now let's calculate the oxidation state. Okay. So this Pt will be let the oxidation state of Pt will be X. So this X plus pyridine. This is having no charge. Okay. And this platinum, one more X, then minus 4. Okay, this is equal to 0. So this will become what? 2x minus 4 is equals to 0. So x will be equal to 2 plus 2 charge. Okay, so plus 2 charge will be acquired by this platinum. So now let's write down the name. Let's write the name. In this case, this is what? Pyridine. Pyridine means what? This, let me show you. This. Okay. And this is N. This is the structure. C6H5N. This also you may see. Or Py. Py, either this structure or this C6H5N. This is pyridine. Okay. So now see pyridine. So tetra pyridine. See here. This is what? Tetra pyridine. Platinum. Platinum, because this is cationic part, plus 2 oxidation state. This coordination sphere will acquire plus 2 charge and this will acquire minus 2 charge. Okay, this is cationic and this is anionic complex. So everywhere you might have observed that everywhere the cationic part plus charge also, minus charge also, the magnitude should be same. See here, plus 1, minus 1, plus 2, minus 2. Okay, so magnitude is remaining same. That is why they are neutralized with each other. Means they are neutralizing themselves. Okay, means both the complexes are neutralizing each other. Okay, so see here, what the name is? Tetrapyridine platinum, and 2 will be the oxidation state, and in this case tetrachlorido platinum. Sorry, in this case this is platinate. Okay, 2. This will be the name. Check it out. Once again I'm writing tetrapyridine platinum 2, tetrachlorido platinate 2. This will be the name of this complex. Hope you understood. Now next, see here, K3FeC2O4. Okay, this one is K2PdCl4. Okay, K2PdCl4. Should I rub this? Hope you have seen the name also. Understood? Now next. Okay, so this is what? K2PdCl4. Okay, so K2 means potassium. So this is what? Potassium. Then tetrachlorido. Little bit of space you will leave because this is counter-ion potassium. This tetrachlorido. This is the anionic species. Okay, so Palladate we will write, palladate. Okay, and this is -4 plus 2 charge here, -4 charge will means potassium 2 charge will be compensated, 2 more, so this palladium will have this 2 charge. Okay, palladate 2, this will be the name of this compound. Okay, now next is this K3 Fe. See, this one is K3Fe C2O4. Okay, how many oxalate ions we are having? This is 3. Okay, so what the name will be in this case? Potassium. First of all, you write down potassium. Potassium C2O4 oxalato, trioxalato, trioxalato. Here ferrate you will write, ferrate. Okay, and in this case -6 charge, 3 charge, so ferrate 3 you will write because 3 oxidation state this iron will have. So potassium trioxalato, ferrate and 3. This will be the name of this compound. Okay, now next is see here the ion. Okay, how the ions will be written, so that also I am going to show you. See, for ions you will have to mention TiH2O6. This is the case. Okay, and ion is present. Which ion is present here? 3 plus. Okay, so in this case what you will write? Hexaaqua, titanium, hexaaqua. Okay, titanium. What charge this is having? 3. So you write down titanium plus 3 charge. So 3 oxidation state will be, and then titanium ion you will write, ion. Okay, once again I am telling you, hexaaqua, titanium, 3 ion. This will be the name of this compound. Okay, I hope you understood. Now this next. Okay, so in this case mercury. With mercury we haven't seen any of that compound, so all examples I took here. So this is what? Hg. Okay, this is cobalt and SCN. SCN, the new type of ligand was present, so I took this example also. Check it out. Now you will have to start with what? This is Hg. Hg means that mercury. Okay, so you write here mercury. Okay, mercury, M will be smaller. Okay, so mercury, this is SCN, thiocyanato. Okay, so you write down tetra thiocyanato, tetra thiocyanato, cobalt. Okay, what charge it will acquire? +1 charge with this Hg and -4 charge with this, so +3 charge. Okay, so cobalt will have +3 charge. Okay, so this will be the case. Mercury, tetra thiocyanato, cobalt 3. Okay, this will be the name of this compound. Okay, the last one. Now let's check it out. This is what? It's very easy. Okay, one carbonato was there, that is why I took this example. I am writing here what that compounds, that formula is. I am writing here CONH3. How many amines? Pentaamine. Okay, then carbonato, CO3. Okay, in bracket we are writing because I told you polyatomic ligands are enclosed in the bracket. So, okay. Now, in this case, what will be the name? counter ion is not present here. Okay. Let's see. So in this case, you are going to start with what? Pentaamine word will come first. So this will be, we will start with pentaamine. Okay, pentaamine. This is carbonato. Carbonate is will be written as carbonato. Pentaamine, carbonato, carbonato. Pentaamine, carbonato, cobalt. Okay, what charge this cobalt, what oxidation state this cobalt will have? See, carbonate, 2 negative. Okay, if 2 negative is present here, so 2 positive will be with cobalt. So this 2. If only one carbonato is present, then CO3 only 1 is there, so this 2 oxidation state. So this was all about naming the coordination compounds. Okay, so hope you understood this, and after this we are going to start what? Isomerism. Okay, isomerism, this word is not new for you. You all are having clear-cut idea about isomerism. So isomerism, the isomers, okay, isomers are having the same chemical formula but different structural formula and also the different spatial arrangement. On the basis of that, the isomerism is divided into 2 parts: the stereoisomers and the stereoisomers and the structural isomers. The structural isomers also are actually bifurcated into different subcategories. So all these things we are going to discuss in the next video. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you understood. Now my students will not have any problem in writing the IUPAC names of the coordination compound, as well as the names when you are asked to write the formulas. If the name is given to you, then the formulas also you will definitely write it correctly. Thank you so much. Okay.